Hey, my name's Herb. We're going to make some hot-ass chili. None of this pussy shit, one or two habaneros, and everyone's giving response like, ooh, that's some hot shit. No, let's take a look at what we're exactly going to be using on this hot-ass chili. Okay, we got homemade chili powder, very important, some sugar, beans, those are cranberry beans, a lot like pinto beans, but creamier. We have fresh garlic. We got a whole pound, about a pound and a quarter of habanero peppers.
As well.
Plus a additive called Pure Cap. Look it up online. It's got some spice. Okay, over here we got the meat already cooked. It's in a Dutch oven, cast iron. If you're going to get a cast iron Dutch oven, don't get the porcelain shit. You want to get this one here, the type. This is a 7-quart size porcelain oven. It's seasoned, heavily seasoned, made by Lodge. That's what I recommend. Okay, we're back. We're going to use what we call the economical chili. We got tomato juice, some tomato paste. Keep it up on me, man. We're going to use some diced tomatoes on this bitch. And we'll be back in a few seconds here. I'll pause it. Alright, we're going to chop up these habaneros. I'm going to make it chunky style, because with the cast iron, I can put it in the oven for a couple hours. If you don't have the cast iron, you don't want to do it this way. I would suggest taking some sauce or juice, putting these in there in a blender, and blending them up real good. You don't really want anything to be crunchy. Another thing with my chili, we don't put no onions in it. No onions whatsoever. And no goddamn celery either. Celery ain't too happening with this. And no damn bell peppers. It's chili. You want something that has capsaicin in it that gives you some heat. You don't want nothing like that. You want to eat bell peppers, make stuffed peppers, for crying out loud. Still chopping up these habs. People probably saying, well, this guy must be full of crap. He probably don't know his shit from Shino. I'll tell you what. I made the hot pepper, the chili powder over here myself. Anyone interested in knowing how to make that, I'll show you how to make that. There's habaneros in that too. 2 habaneros in that. Dried habaneros have a distinct flavor, unlike the fresh ones. I prefer the dried ones as far as flavor. As far as just for pure heat, you gotta go with the fresh ones. I'm not messing around. People think, well, you know, well, this ain't gonna taste good. The bonus is the heat. Taste is always number one. Guaranteed. So far here we got some diced tomatoes. The diced tomatoes in here will be real good because it soaks up the heat and makes your mouth burn a little bit more. It has the beans in it so far and the meat. The meat I have in this particular batch is venison, obviously ground as you can see, sausage, and hamburger. Ground turkey is a great thing to put in chili because it's heavily spiced. Got it? Okay, there's the first one, just to show you that I am going to use all these. I still got these ones to chop up. We're going to chop these ones up, and we're going to put all these into the chili. This is going to be some good shit, I'll tell you that right now. I've been doing this for many a years. When I first tried to make this stuff, it tasted like shit, but I got it down to a science. I don't measure anything. I just know. Any good chili pepperhead person will just tell you. I just fucking know how to cook this shit, and that's all there is to it. Hopefully you pick up some stuff. Okay, habaneros all chopped up. My son came up with the idea. He's the one behind here. Take a look at this. Take a look at the dial. It's at 0. So we'll take this. We'll put this on there. It goes all the way down. We'll throw it all the way to 0. Now, let's weigh the peppers. Pull this off. Put the one thing in. Second one in. I'm not real sure how much it is. I assume that I got over a pound. Whoop. Gotta have it all. And our net weight on that is about 20 ounces of those bad boys. So let's take it over here for you people that think this son of a bitch ain't gonna put this in the chili. Yes, I am, because that's how I fucking roll. We're gonna stir this up a little bit. Got to be careful. It's only a 7 quart. I might have put too much stuff in from the other stuff. I hope not. Don't want to have to separate it. Get it all blended in there. Now the cranberry beans in my area, if you've never heard of them, the only time I've ever found them is dried, so I'd have to soak them and cook them and all that happy stuff. But it's a very good bean. I'll use Great Northern beans, I'll use black beans, I'll use just about any bean that I can to put in here, but today we're using the cranberry beans. I like the flavor of them. If you're going to make some other stuff with cranberry beans, they make the absolute best, hands down, refried beans. But we're focusing on this fucking chili right now. So, let's get this stirred in. And see where we get from there. Alright, I got it a little dry there. Dug up some tomato sauce. Gonna put some tomato sauce in there. You don't want it too thick, you know. Get it all stirred in there pretty good. Got it a little fuller than what I usually like it, but that'll be alright. Now, we only got a couple more things to put in there. You got sugar. Sugar, what sugar does, it'll kill the acid in the tomato so the shit don't taste like tomato. That's all there is to it. Plain and simple sugar. Now, as I said earlier, I do not measure my stuff. Now we start with the chili powder. You can mix this in first or get the chili powder, but, you know, I basically just go by color on this. In about an ounce, I guess. You know, I don't really measure too much. I'm not into that. But I use quite a bit of it. And you people probably sitting there thinking, geez, this guy, he don't know his shit. Yeah, you're mistaken. I know it, and I know it very, very well. Action. Okay, I don't got this mixed in very well, but I'm going to be putting it in the oven on a low heat. Probably about 275, 250, because it's so fucking high. Now the next to the last thing I got to put in there is the garlic. You can use a garlic press, but you get more flavor out of the garlic that way, but it's a pain in the balls to clean. I use this thing called a garlic press that I got turned on to by my wife a couple years ago. Been using it ever since. You put them in there, grind them up, and you just put all your last bit of garlic in that bastard. I've been doing this for quite some time. If you're going to go out and buy anything that's cast iron, I would suggest non-porcelain, as I said earlier, and I would do the Lodge. The thing with Lodge is it's the last of the American-made. It's made in Tennessee, and no, I'm not from fucking Tennessee. I'm from Ohio. And we'll put this in for a little bit. I don't know if we're going to show you what it looks like, but once it cooks in and whatnot, this will be a nice deep dark. Now, if I didn't have the cast iron and I decided to stovetop it, I'd have to stir it and whatnot, and you'd still get it cooked down. But with these big peppers like that, you definitely want to put it in the oven with the cast iron because it won't cook down. You'll end up burning the bottom with probably just about any other thing. Action. Alright, here, this is the pure cap. This is the last of the McCoy. Thing you're asking me, gee, I've cooked with this, you get other hotter stuff. Yeah, I've used the hotter stuff, but for ounce for your money, this is the way to go. Because you want to get most of your heat from the habaneros and stuff, because, let's face it, you got to have taste. If it tastes like shit, then you're just like an alcoholic trying to get a buzz off the crappiest stuff that tastes like urine. Now, the key is, if you decide to buy this pure crap, and you don't use sugar, it's going to be acidy. It's going to taste like shit. The key to making this stuff here will give it an aftertaste. What takes the aftertaste away? Well, that's the garlic. The fresh garlic. Don't buy the cheap other stuff. Now, the chili powder that I put together, it has garlic in it. Dried garlic, you know. And it has cumin, and it has Italian seasonings, it has black peppercorns, it has a couple habaneros. It has chipotles. A chipotle, if you're not a pepperhead, that's a dried jalapeno that is smoked. A smoked jalapeno. That's what a chipotle is. So anyway, as you can see, it's starting to take a little bit of a darkness now on this chili. We're going to pop this bad boy in the oven for a couple hours, and This is the only second video I'm putting on YouTube, so I don't know how it's going to come out, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to go back and give you a look at this. But if I get any fucking feedback, they say, hey, we want to watch you eat it, or whatnot, that's not a problem. I get a stomachache, I eat this. My son was on there earlier, and he did ate a habanero. I went to finish the habanero, gave him the camera, he accidentally turned it off, so you got me saying that it was retarded, but he did a great job on it.
Ate more than half of it.
Because he's never eaten this chili, but I think he's going to eat it today, and I might even videotape him doing that, because, let's face it, I like laughing my ass off. So, in the oven we go. Very, very carefully. Hopefully this doesn't boil over, or I'm going to have a mess.
Warning, this is very, very heavy and hot.
That's the other thing with cast iron, is it's heavy. So it'll be in the oven for 2, 3, maybe 4 hours. That'll let everything cook into the meat and whatnot. And you can make the meat taste a lot different than as if you did it on the stovetop. But for years I did it with stovetop, did it with that cast iron. I've only been cooking with cast iron for a while. All I can say is, it's the bomb. I hope you enjoy. Give me some fucking feedback later on.